Welcome back to my disgusting garage. I need to have a massive clear up in here. Anyway, engine bolts out, lots of drilling, lots of drill bits. Went through the, as you sit on the bike, the left hand side, as you look at the bike up at the exhaust, the right hand side is the most corroded part. That's the bit I think you're going to struggle with, and that makes kind of sense because that's really close to the downpipe bolt that snapped in there, so makes sense that that's the most corroded area. Now for the cleanup, lots of degreasant, toothbrush and lots of elbow grease. Remember, 26 years of rubbish. When you look at how the engine sits, the left hand side would be the front cylinder, the right hand side the rear cylinder. You can see just how affected by crap off the roads the front of the bike is compared to the back. Not sure if you can see it, I'll do a little close up in a minute. This has got AS141 written on the top half of the crankcases and the bottom half of the crankcases. Anyone know what that is? I'm kind of hoping someone's going to say, yeah, I reckon it's Aaron Slight 141. Maybe it was his engine. It's a double brush system I've got going on here. Just chuck a load of degreasant all over myself. With all that crap removed, look, the mess in there. Yeah. More degreasant. Right, let's get going with flapper wheel, nylon brushed. Literally a couple of quid from your local tool station on Screwfix. Point of these being a little bit less abrasive than a wire wheel. Let's try that sticky head type guy. I'm sure it's got an official name, but I'll call it a sticky head type guy. Okay, we're back here with the engines. Getting a lot cleaner, look, looking a bit nicer, a bit shinier. But I did read someone say to try this stuff. So hold on a second. I've got this mental toothbrushy thing. I suppose it's for people that have just gone and got their teeth done out in Turkey. Let's give it a spin. Yeah, that's crap, isn't it? Hasn't done much at all, really. A little bit of wet and dry. This is 320. I don't want to polish it. I don't want to go too fine a grade. So just to give it a nice little clean up. by no means perfect, but a lot cleaner than it was. You see a before and an after. Yeah, we're getting there. So next up, evapor rust. Been hearing some good things about this. So let's try this out on a bolt, shall we? I'm going to grab this little bracket here and I'll plonk it in my little pot of clover. We'll see how well it comes out. Chuck it in. And you find like what these things, you sort of see these things online and you go, oh, that's a big pot. And then when you get it, it's like a miniaturised version of a 5 litre tub. You're sort of hoodwinked into thinking you're buying 5 litres of the stuff. You're buying barely a dribble. Chuck it in. Soak it all up. It's in a little bath, look. Lid on. Don't know whether we have the lid on or not. We'll come back. Well, I've left it in a week. Have a little look. Okay. Pull that now. Let's try this exhaust stud. In fact, let's go whole hog. These horrible, stupid. Oh well, no point putting the broken one in there. Plonk, plonk. This is actually pretty good stuff. Right, let's get this frame stripped completely. Right, can't see how good these straps are. No, on the headstock, just put a bit of masking tape around it. Nice little pro bolt nut on the headstock, which I don't want to scratch. I'll put a bit of masking tape around it. Damn it, just scratched it anyway. Oh yeah. Bit worrying how these are hand tight. Bottom yoke. The infamous snorkel. Well, just when it comes off, look. Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Snorkel. Now onto the back. Back to the back. This will get interesting now when this paddock stand comes out. Hopefully these stripes will do the job. Floating SP1.
And there we are. Chassis and subframe. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment. Ride safe, take care, see you soon.